Okay, we're here with Ken from Frost Incorporated again to talk a little bit about a mixing station here. Ken, why don't you kind of top to bottom run us through how this works and what it is?
Sure. Well, this is a calcium chloride mixer, and it's different from a sodium chloride mixer because the pump is able to handle the temperatures that are created when calcium chloride and water are mixed together. Calcium chloride and water mixed together is an exothermic, or creates an exothermic reaction. It gives off heat. So for that reason, the pump is stainless steel. It's not a plastic pump. It's able to handle that temperature. So calcium chloride has a lower effective temperature for melting snow and ice than sodium chloride does. And we have a lot of vendors that are that sell calcium chloride, blended calcium chloride products out there, which are great products. But sometimes in remote locations, it's harder to get those products shipped to you, and maybe it's easier for you to mix those calcium chloride batches yourself. So you can do that with just bagged calcium chloride in a mixer like this. So what we have is a workstation, which is where we're going to pour in the bags of calcium chloride. There's a pump that's connected to this tote tank, and it's recirculating through a venturi, and it's creating a vacuum in the bottom of this hopper, and it's putting the mixed calcium chloride granules with water before they actually get into the tank. So it starts that process right away. In the hopper here, we'll show you in a second, there's a nozzle that will cut up any chunks that show up in the bottom of this hopper, and then there's also a rinse valve that will rinse everything down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn it on. I'm going to have Noah here start opening up some bags, and then I'm going to talk to you about how we know how much to put in. So in order to know how much to put in, there's a website that you can, from our website, you can, when you go to this calcium chloride mixing station page, there's a button on there that takes you to a website from this actual company. And we can put in our desired concentration, how many gallons we plan on making, and it'll tell you exactly how many pounds of dry granules you need to put in there to make that concentration. So it's just a recipe for making sure you get the right percentage. And most of the percentages that we're trying to get to is around 23 to 26%. In this case, for 200 gallons, we're going to have to put in about 14 bags of that dry calcium chloride product. So you'll see the granules start to just dissolve and get sucked down into the bottom of that hopper.
As Noah loads the last bag in here, we talked about the systems out front, pumping your solution into the truck itself. How would you go about that with this system here?
Well, the same pump is going to operate, that's operating the mixing, is also capable of loading the trucks themselves. So there's a valve right down here. And there's a valve on the end of this loadout hose. So when that's done, we simply flip that valve to the loadout hose, and then we can operate the loadout hose with this.
We'll take a look here in just a sec. The question from the audience here was, how long does this need to sit in the tote tank before it becomes effective? Is there a certain length of time?
Well, it's almost completely mixed already. It'll probably take, I'd say maybe 10-15 minutes for it to be finally and fully mixed together.
Sure.